Hello everybody. Let us see the working principle of strain gauge. In general, strain gauges are an important structural and geotechnical tool that is used to measure strain in underground cavities, tunnels, structures, concrete, masonry, dams, bridges, embedment in soil or in concrete, etc. The main purpose of strain gauge is to determine the stress indirectly and its dynamic variation quantitatively. What is a strain gauge? A strain gauge is a sensor. It has its own electrical resistance before it is used. I'll show a sample of strain gauge which is like this. So this is a strain gauge which is available in the open market. It is not produced by the standard company. It's a local company made. This type of strain gauges is also available in the open market. Similarly, strain gauges. This is a strain gauge from a standard company. So this is called a strain gauge or strain gauge. This strain gauge or strain gauge has its own electrical resistance before it is under use. Foil elements are available with a unit resistance from 120 ohms to 5000 ohms. This particular strain gauge has a resistance of 120 ohms. This is something like this is also a foil type element. So this foil type strain gauge has a resistance of 120 ohms. Whenever an external force is applied to an object, it tends to change its shape and size, thereby altering its resistance. That means when you use this strain gauge or when you bonded on a material or on a body, after that when you apply a force on a material or a body, that material will go some changes, maybe in the form of shape and sizes. Due to that, this resistance, original resistance of the strain gauge will get altered. So the applied force may be direct force or in terms of pressure or in terms of weight or in terms of tension, moments, or sometimes in terms of application of heat also. A change in electrical resistance of a strain gauge due to the application of force can be measured, and in turn it can be converted into strain of your body. That means when a material or a body subjected to some external forces provided, if it is attached to the strain gauge, while application of that force, the resistance of this strain gauge will get altered. From that, it can be converted into strain. So the strain of the body can be measured. This is the form of strain gauges available in the open market. This kind of strain gauges, you can use it for some unimportant works. But if you go for some important works, then you must go for your strain gauges which is produced by the some standard companies like this. Therefore, the strain gauge is one of the most important sensors of the electrical measurement technique applied to the measurement of any applied forces. So, as their name indicates, they are used for the measurement of strain. In general, technically, strain can be differentiated by a positive strain or negative strain. If a body of the material undergoes some expansion, then the nature of force is tensile, and the corresponding tensile strain is considered as positive. On the other hand, if the body of the material undergoes some contraction, then the nature of force is compressive, and the corresponding compressive strain is considered as negative. When we are doing any experiment and analyzing the stress, this feature can be used. That is, experimental stress analysis uses the strain values measured on the body of a specimen or any part of the specimen so that the state of stress in that material can be predicted, and also the limit for the safety and strength of materials can be decided. Also, to measure the forces or otherwise other derived quantities, say for example moments, pressures, accelerations, displacements, vibration and others, the special transducers can be designed. This kind of special transducer generally contains a pressure sensitive diaphragm with the strain gauges bonded to it. Now let us see the working of strain gauges. A strain gauge depends on the electrical resistivity of the conductor. The resistance in any conducting device is dependent on its length as well as the cross-sectional area. Take an example. From the basic knowledge, let L1 is the actual length of this wire. Assume that a external force is applied on the wire. Now due to this external force applied, now the wire attains the new length like this. Let us take this is L2. Now the difference between the new length L2 and the original length L1 is the change in length of the wire. So originally we have length L1. When you apply a force like this, it extended like this to the new length L2. Now what is the change in length? What is the change in length? Originally L1, now it is L2. So this L2 minus L1 will give the change in length of that wire. Suppose L1 is the original length of the wire and L2 is the new length of the wire after an external force is applied on it. Then the strain is given by the formula L2 minus L1 divided by L1. L2 minus L1 is nothing but change in length because of the applied force. L1 is original length. The notation used for strain is epsilon. Sometimes they use small e. So The applied strain epsilon is given by the formula L2 minus L1 whole divided by L1. That is change in length to the original length. From this, we can understand that physical parameters of an element are changed whenever an external forces changes. Due to this, an electrical resistivity also changes. Using this change of electrical resistance, a strain gauge measures the deformation changes by using the gauge factor formula. In case of reality, the load is applied at the load application point, that is, as soon as the force is applied, the strain gauge is deformed. Due to this change of this deformation, there is a change in the electrical resistance of this strain gauge, which ultimately changes the output voltage. Now, the gauge factor is nothing but the sensitivity coefficient of strain gauge use. So, gauge factor or gauge factor is nothing but the sensitivity coefficient of strain gauges. The formula given for gauge factor is equal to delta R divided by R into epsilon. That is change of resistance delta R divided by the product of resistance capital R and the strain epsilon, where delta R is equal to change in resistance caused due to strain. So what is the change of resistance happening because of the applied strain in your strain gauges? It is nothing but delta R, change in resistance, where capital R is equal to the resistance of undeformed gauge. That is nothing but the original resistance, electrical resistance of the strain gauge, maybe 120 ohm or 150 ohm or 200 ohm, whatever may be. The original resistance of this particular strain gauge will be given by the manufacturer itself, that is known value, that is nothing but capital R, that is resistance of undeformed gauge, and then epsilon equal to strain. So, if you know that strain gauge parameter, for example, this particular strain gauge will have its own resistance, capital R, and the manufacturer itself will tell or will give the value of gauge factor of this particular strain gauge. It is nothing but your gauge factor. It's a sensitivity coefficient of the strain gauge. So that also will be given by the manufacturer itself. So by knowing gauge factor and original resistance of the strain gauge, when you apply a load after fixing the strain gauge, if you are able to measure the change in resistance delta R, then strain can be calculated. What is the strain value of your material? So for that purpose, the formula for gauge factor is given. Gauge factor is equal to delta R divided by capital R into epsilon. Gauge factor will be given by the manufacturer. Capital R, the original resistance of the strain gauge is also known to you. That also known value. Only thing is, when it is used under application of force, what is the change of resistance happening? If you are able to measure the delta R, then strain can be calculated. Now in reality, while doing the test, this is already connected to the material, bonded to the material, and this will be connected to the data logger directly in the form of output of voltage that will be converted in the form of strain. Directly it can be measured in the data logger. It can be stored in the data logger. Generally, the gauge factor for common metallic foil is approximately 2. For your benefit, I am showing one of the standard company strain gauge, on which the details of the strain gauge are provided on the wrapper cover. See this, all the particulars about this strain gauge are given, like what is the type of strain gauge, what is the gauge length, what is the gauge factor, etc. For this strain gauge, the gauge factor is given as 2.11 plus or minus 1%. Then the gauge resistance is given as 119.8 plus or minus 0.5 ohms. Also given the temperature compensation for strain gauge as 11 into 10 power minus 6 per degree centigrade. It is nothing but coefficient of thermal expansion. Like that, most of the details about the strain gauge are given by them. What is the working principle of strain gauge? A strain gauge works on the principle of electrical conductance. Electrical conductance depends on the geometry of the conductors. So, whenever a conductor is stretched within the elastic limits, it will not break, but it gets longer, at the same time narrower. The cross section may be reduced. Similarly, when it is compressed, it gets shorter and broader, ultimately changing its resistance in both the cases, whether it is a tensile force or compressive force, whether it is getting expansion or contracted. In both the cases, ultimately there is a change of resistance. Generally, resistance of the conductor is directly dependent on the length and cross-sectional area of the conductor. If we take capital R is the resistance of the conductor, capital L is the length of the conductor, and capital A is the cross-sectional area of the conductor, then the resistance R is given by L by A. Resistance R is equal to length of the conductor divided by area of cross section of the conductor. Suppose if we change the size and shape of the conductor, then also alters its length and cross sectional area, which eventually affects its resistance. This change in resistivity can be measured by using Wheatstone bridge circuit. Thank you all.